Well, today I will be talking about the history of the Roman Empire. Ooh, big, ooh, scary, not that complicated. First thing you should know is that the Roman Empire officially lasted from 27 BCE to 476 CE. BCE standing for before Common Era and CE standing for Common Era. So it lasted for quite a while. The empire's first emperor, Augustus Caesar, not Julius Caesar, the one that gets, stabbed, he proclaimed himself emperor in 31 BCE, but, you need a little war and a little conflict to get there, so it took him a couple years to become emperor. There will be a period of time from his founding of the empire to another emperor named Diocletian that will be known as the High Empire, which in regards to, high, meaning that the empire will be at its most prosperous and at its most expansive, as seen here in that. It's a big boy, it's a chunky boy. The second period of time is known as the Low Empire, which, obviously stated, is when the empire begins to crumble and when it eventually falls once it is split in two. And so, Augustus Caesar is then succeeded by his heirs all the way from 14 CE to 68 CE, when the last of his heirs, named Nero, with this lovable, punchable face, is, he kills himself. So, that's fun. And once he dies, then a small period of conflict will begin in trying to find the new successor to the empire. This conflict I mentioned will be known as the Year of the Four Emperors, where in rapid succession, 4 different people will try to vie for the title of emperor with these guys. However, Vespasian will be the one to succeed in the end, and he will start the Vespasian dynasty. And so the Flavian dynasty will rule from 69 CE, nice, to 96 CE, and then afterward be succeeded by a series of emperors known as the Five Good Emperors, right here. And you should know from their title that the Five Good Emperors, meaning that they brought a lot of prosperity and expansion to the Roman Empire during their time as emperors. And these 5 good emperors will be generally known as the Antonines. So yeah. And so, once the reign of the 5 good emperors ends, a fellow by the name of Septimus Severus will establish his own dynasty in Rome, known as the Imperial Severan Dynasty. He will be this dude. Lovely beard. I already love the man for that. And yeah, that dynasty will last from 197 CE to 235 CE. And so, to save the empire from certain destruction from within, a military revolt was started, which then, by the end, proclaimed a new emperor of Rome, known as Diocletian. Now, you might have heard me mention him a little while ago, in that this is the time where the High Empire era ends, and the Low Empire era starts. It all goes downhill from here, I'm afraid. And so, once Diocletian becomes emperor, he institutes a new form of government known as the Tetrarchy, which in its basic form chooses to divide power amongst the empire, with the general of the Roman army, Maximian, taking control of the western regions of the empire, with the emperor himself, Diocletian, taking control of the eastern regions of the empire, in hopes to sort of delegate the power and disperse it. However, the system doesn't last long. In 305, Diocletian abdicates and reveals that the system itself does not work if there is not someone to lead it. And so, after his abdication in 305, a period of time will begin in which a series of conflicts will take place. And it isn't until 312 CE that this guy, Constantine, takes power and becomes emperor. Don't you just love that face? He does some notable things as emperor, however, one of those things being that he establishes Christianity as the official religion of the Roman Empire, which is ironic because 300 years prior, they were in fact nailing a certain person to the cross in justification that his beliefs were wrong. So, we love a comeback story. Another thing that he does is that he moves the capital of the Roman Empire from Rome itself to another city named Byzantium. However, in some sort of selfish twist of irony, he renames the city of Byzantium to Constantinople, which roughly translated just means the city of Constantine. He made quite the move, it would seem. And so, once Constantine's time as emperor ends, his successor, Theodosius, will divide the empire into between his two sons, the west being given to one and the east being given to another. And so, the Western Roman Empire will last until 476 CE, when it finally falls to an onslaught of Germanic barbarian invasions. And the eastern regions will then be renamed to the Byzantine Empire, and that will last for a good long while. It'll just shrink and shrink and shrink until it is just the city itself of Constantinople until 1453 CE, and thus ends the story of the once great and powerful Roman Empire.